All right, guys, back out in the wood shop today. Fishing's been a little rough between cold weather and just not working out. So we're going to refinish the table. I got this table last year and I just sanded it off. And we're going to take and Fractal burn it and then put some clear hard epoxy on it, stain it. We'll videotape the whole process so you can watch. Hope you like it. So what we just did is we put a baking soda and water solution on there. We're going to go ahead and let it soak in for about 5 minutes so it gets in there good and deep. And then we will take the high voltage electricity, put it to it, and see what kind of cool patterns we can make. All right, guys, now that we got it burnt, we're going to go ahead and clean all the burn, which is just going to be washing it off with some water and scrubbing it out with wire brush so we can make all the Fractal burns look nice and clean, get all the burnt wood out of there, and then we'll take a look, see what it looks like. All right guys, we just got done brushing it out, washing out all the grooves. Let's take a look and see what it looks like. Alright guys, next step in the process is to stain the table. We went ahead and let it sit for a couple of days and dry out. We're going to go ahead and get her set up to stain. I'm going to try and match the color the best I can with the base, and we'll stain it, and then we're going to do a two-part epoxy. I'm going to go with Stone Coat Countertops. I ordered that today, so by the time the stain dries here in a couple of days we should have that, and then we'll start adding the two-part epoxy. Alright, just got done staining it. We're going to let it sit for a couple of days. The Stone Coat epoxy is on its way. We'll get that ready and we'll go to the next step. We'll show you how that goes on. Never used a Stone Coat. I've used other two-part epoxies. Usually pretty easy to work with. Stone Coat seemed like it was a little bit easier to work with, so we're going to give it a shot. And, hopefully it works out good, but we'll see what happens when we go to put it on. Tiny bubbles. Still a lot of bubbles. I'm gonna start spreading her out, see what happens. See if we can get the bubbles to go away after the fact. Alright guys, so it's now been 45 minutes since I've been trying to pop bubbles. So it's got a super long working time, which is really good. And I've gotten the majority of the bubbles out. As you saw when I was kind of fast forwarding, I was pushing all the epoxy out. When it sits in these Lichtenberg grooves, it's a lot deeper, so I think the bubbles get trapped a lot more. So you gotta work them. You just gotta keep working them in and out. Now, some of these are pretty shallow right now, which will fill in when we put the second coat on, so that's okay. If I had to do it over again, I would probably try and do a very, very fine coat first, super thin, just in the Lichtenberg burns to try and get those filled up a little bit so you don't have to work them so much. But we're still, like I said, we're at 45 minutes now. So we're at 45 minutes and we're still able to work with it. It's probably not going to be too much longer because it's really starting to thicken up pretty quick now. So that's almost an hour from the time I started. It took me about 15 minutes to get it all spread out and done first. So an hour of working time is pretty good. All right guys, we finally finished up the table. Put a second coat of epoxy on. Before I put it on, I sanded it down with 220 grit. Just took an orbital sander, sanded it all off. Had to clean up everything after that. You gotta get all the sand residue off, so you gotta take an air compressor, blow it all out, and just wipe it all clean. Make sure you don't have any of that sand residue left in any of the bubble holes. It came out real nice. I put the first coat on a little bit too thick, so if you look into the Lichtenberg burns, there's still a little air pockets in there in a few spots. Overall, very pleased with it. Stone Coat epoxy worked very well, had plenty of work time. I just put it on too thick that first go around. So overall, really pleased with it. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.